How's it going, everybody? Ryber here today, and welcome back to our Ottawa Senators franchise mode, guys. It is time to get season number 2 underway. I know it's weird that it's been season number 2, but we're going to try and go through them a little bit quicker now. And guys, before we get started, make sure to leave a like if you're going to enjoy it and subscribe for more content, guys. I'm getting on a 3 times a week schedule, so we got Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Go ahead and look for uploads on the channel. I also stream on Twitch. That's going to happen 3 times a week as well. So the link is down in the description. If you guys remember, in the last one, we made some pretty big signings, and we actually got ourselves a new coach. And the big thing about the new coach and our new signing is the fact that Wenberg now gets Dadonov and Tkachuk a +5. I believe last season we never got more than a +1 or maybe a +3 if I stretched it. We let Granlund walk, and Colin White is going to get relegated to a second-line center. Now, I'm going to try and get him as much extra ice time. If you take a look, he's our first-line power play guy. On the penalty kill, I'd like to get him... in there, maybe over a guy like Batherson, because Batherson's a sniper, so White's a two-way forward. Throw him in there over Norris. There we go. Him and Roslovic can play together there. What is Norris's face-off rating? Norris's face-off rating is a 78. That's not bad. Colin White is 75. Roslovic 74. Okay, so Norris is pretty good at face-offs, so we're going to leave him there. I think we're going to have Norris take the face-offs like that, and there we go. Colin White's going to play first-line penalty kill as well. Norris and Roslovic are fine like that. I'm not exactly sure why this doesn't work. Maybe the two-way D. I don't know how an offensive defenseman gets us a 0, and then a two-way D, a defensive defenseman, and a two-way forward gets us a -1, but I didn't make the chemistry. So these are the lines headed into the season. I'm not so worried about the second line not really fitting chemistry-wise because they are just good. 84, 84, 87. I think is good enough for us to, get production out of them. They're not going to be lacking, and our first line is lacking in straight up overall, so getting the +5 would be better than, the +3 and trying to make that second line work. So, 89, 91, 92, like that's what a first line should be. We're not quite there yet. Some of our guys still need to grow, and I'm hoping Brady Tkachuk does grow this season. His +5 with his 84 overall, he's still medium elite. 84, he's 22, listed as a second line forward, right? Yeah, I could move him down there, but I'm not going to do that. I want him to get all the ice time possible. And then down in the AHL, we've got a really good second line with Stützle there on the second line, getting a +3 between Davidson and Johnson Fjalby. I don't know how to say his name. We're going to call him Axel. Axel, Stützle, and Davidson there. So the European second line in the AHL, we'll check in with how that one is doing as well. The first line is Rudolph Balcers. He's there in case we need to call him up. He's got a very, very... Holy shit, I didn't realize how good his shot was, especially for the AHL. There's really no way to get that first line to work. Stützle just happens to work too good on the second line. And he's got carry, shoot, balance, balanced, which I believe... carry, shoot, balance is perfect for the first line. So when we need a first line center of the future, it's going to be him. He fits this scheme and whatnot. But the only problem here is our coach doesn't fit Thomas Chabot. Thomas Chabot fits great on the second line, but I'm not putting Thomas Chabot on the second line. A 0 is fine because we had an 88, 86. We may have to look for another coach in the future, but at least for this season, I'm very content with how things are going. And if you guys remember in the last one, we did trade away Yaroslav Halak because Gustafsson was good enough. He's an 81. Yaroslav Halak is an 81. So we'll go ahead and see it here. We got a 4th and a 6th from Vegas for Halak. So I'm not too upset by that. You can see other trades across the league here. Some pretty interesting ones. Buffalo getting Eunice Corpusalo for Ian Cole and a 3rd, but they also get a 3rd. So looks like Buffalo's trying to shore up that goaltender position. Maybe they'll be a threat to us this year, but... Man, if we can have another season like we did last season and maybe not run into the Tampa Bay Lightning, that would be fantastic. But a good year last year. Can we build upon it? Let's go ahead and get some simulation in here, guys. We'll go through the first month, check on the stats. I think we're probably going to get up to maybe January 1st and see what happens. We'll get maybe half the season done in this video. But let's go ahead and at least get up through the first month of the season. Chris Russell, I'm not going to go ahead and trade Chris Russell. I know he's on the trade block, but as a 6th defenseman for the money he's making, a defensive defenseman, he's good for chemistry, right? So I'm fine with that. As far as scouts, do we have enough scouts? We could probably use a couple more scouts. Do we have all the NHL and all the AHL? Okay, cool. We do. We could maybe use another European scout and probably another US scout and another Canadian scout. I'll let them actually just do their own thing. But we got an AHL. There's a QMJHL. That's perfect. We'll sign him. to the max contract. Let's see, Europe. Yeah, we'll sign the Europe guy. I mean, Scandinavia, I'd rather have one of those guys. Scandinavia or region here? Nordic, yeah. So one of the Nordic scouts, we'll bring one guy in. Let's see. Character assessment, no. Team scout efficiency, prospect discovery, team strengths. I guess I'll go with this guy. I don't exactly know what potential in comparison would fall underneath. It might be a girl, Nina Bush. I don't know. Anyway, hopefully Peter Orshog accepts our offer. Nina Bush accepts our offer, and Rick Spencer accepts our offer. So we got a European scout. We start the season off with a 4-3 win. 3 straight wins to start the season. A shootout loss, so we go 3-1-1 in the first 5. That is what you want to see. A loss to Tampa Bay. A couple losses there in a row, bringing us back down to earth a little bit. But through the first month, being 6-4-1 is okay. The Panthers are taking off. Wenberg is doing great, though, on the first line. I wonder what's not working. But right now, we are 2 points behind the Lightning with a game in hand. Anything can change at any moment. It's 1 month, but I'm curious about what's going on here. So it seems like we're not keeping the puck out of the net. I feel like the minuses are coming. Zaitsev and Russell are not a good pairing. Nikita Zaitsev, is just not a good pairing there. That pairing is getting brutalized. I wonder if there's just not enough offense on that third pairing to make up for, like, when they were out there for goal against. Is it just not enough to make up for it? But let's go ahead here. I think maybe I'll move Brandstrom down. I mean, we get a +1 anyway if we move Brandstrom down there. But we'll play Brandstrom with Chris Russell. I could move Chris Russell up, but I'm not going to bother. But I think we're going to leave that like that. Move Nikita Zaitsev up. Hopefully that fixes a little bit of our issue there defensively. But let's go ahead and get another month of simulation into this video. We got Toronto. We beat Toronto. 2 losses then to follow that one. Beating Atlantic Division opponents is good. We beat Yaroslav Halak and the Vegas Golden Knights. It's pretty interesting to see how the season is going right now. It's pretty mediocre. I'm not going to lie. This is not the kind of season. This is horrible. We are not doing well at all. Something needs to change. Something needs to change now. And let's just check forwards real quick. So the first line, I mean, they're scoring a ton of points on the first line. Tkachuk not scoring that many points. Maybe it's time to move Jesse Puljujarvi up there. I mean, maybe to get the +1, but like all these minuses, guys. Is it the goaltending? It is goaltending. Matt Murray is having one awful season. 887 and 336 in his 20 games so far. And defensively, well, Chris Russell's just not getting it done. Chris Russell is just not getting it done. It doesn't matter who I put him with. He's not doing it for us, guys. So I thought Chris Russell was going to be a good enough player, but maybe I'll have to bring in Josh Brown, another defensive defenseman. If we go ahead and look at the defense, Chris Russell out and Brown in. Gets a +1 there. He doesn't really help us out anywhere else, but maybe Josh Brown will get it done for us. He's really not that good. But maybe it's just not Chris Russell's year. So listen, we're 7 points out of the playoffs with 2 games in hand. A good month here of December, and we can get right back in this thing. But right now, this is not going the way we wanted it to. Vancouver's a bad team. You know, we'll go 3 games at a time. We got 2 games against Tampa. If we can pick up 4 points on Tampa, or even, get 3 points out of 4 against Tampa, that gets them 1. So we really only pick up 2, right? Or no, we would pick up 3. They would get 1 of the 4. We'd pick up 3. Yeah. Let's go these 3 games. What happens? We beat Vancouver. We lose to Tampa. And we beat Tampa. So we don't lose any ground on Tampa. But right now, we are close. So we won 2 out of 3 there. Let's go another 3 games here. Colorado, Nashville, and Columbus next. Colorado, we beat them. Nashville, we beat them. Okay, so now we're on a 4-game winning streak, winning 5 of our last 6 games, which is exactly what you want to see. I'm going to do a quick check on Johnson. Now we're in a wild card spot, too, so that's good to see. Josh Brown is a -2. It just seems like, Dougie Hamilton, maybe not on that first line, bud. Maybe Dougie Hamilton moving him down. Too much offense, perhaps? Brandstrom fits on that first line very, very well. We get a +3, but I'm not going to move Shabbat down. Brady Tkachuk's up to an 86. Brady Tkachuk is ready. Wenberg's down to an 84. He was an 86, so they flip-flopped. Jesse Puljujarvi, I'm not ready to move him up. Colin White, maybe we move him up. He's got a ton of points. Wenberg, Wenberg is a -3, but he's got 38 points in 31 games. Colin White has 30 points in 31 games, so it's really not worth it to switch anything now. Norris over Chalopik, Batherson. Yeah, what we need is because we got a playmaker, two-way forward. I thought Batherson was a sniper for some reason. I guess I'm thinking of Formanton. But maybe over a guy like Roslovic. Formanton, he's a -9. He's got 4 assists. Roslovic's actually playing okay. Formanton still does have room to grow, so we'll just move Formanton up. We will move Roslovic to the 4th line there. Hopefully, that sparks a little something. Actually, why am I changing it? We just won 4 or 5 of our last 6. I'm not going to change a darn thing here. Brown and then Batherson over there. Puljujarvi with Connor Brown. Connor Brown, 19 points, but he's even. He's playing fine defensively. He's the two-way forward we need for that second line. Man, he's got a lot of discipline. Pretty good. He's very good defensively. Making up for a little bit of what Puljujarvi lacks. But, I mean, if we're thinking about it, maybe we need to find a playmaker for that second line. Or, I mean, Formanton up doesn't help us at all. Norris is a two-way forward. Brown is a power forward. That would get us a +1 up there. And then maybe we just move Roslovic into the center between Batherson and Brown. Because Logan Brown, I mean, maybe could be good for us. We'll give him some more ice time, see if that +1 on the chemistry helps at all. I don't know if it will, but we're gonna try. I know I just said I wasn't gonna change it, guys. I know I said that, but I'm just gonna try this. For the next 3 games, we'll go up to this Calgary game. Because these are 2 big games. This Buffalo and Tampa game. We'll actually just simulate these 2 to check it out. But Tampa, right around where we need to be targeting. Tampa's a little higher than us, but they're only 2 points ahead of us, right? With a game in hand, picking this one up, we could tie them in the standings. And then Buffalo's another one of those teams that's right around us in that wild card hunt. So let's go up here to the 17th against Tampa Bay, a 6-4 loss. We're being scored on way too often. I agree. What should be done? And our coach is saying upgrade our defenseman. We've got a convincing chance to convince him. You may be right. Hopefully, the fans would enjoy higher scoring games. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with our defensive core right now, but maybe we need to go look at 2 losses in a row. I can't. Shit. That's 2 games we just blew because I decided to move Brown up there and really mess with what was working. It was working, but defensively, he might be right. He just straight up is right, I think. I think we need 1 more solid defender. We've got the cap space. Maybe we find somebody that fits that first pairing. Somebody on the block. I'm going to find a trade. Let's go see defensemen across the league who is available. We'll start in Anaheim and we'll scour Kevin Shattenkirk, but he's got so much value. I'm not ready to give up for a player like Shattenkirk. Maybe somebody who's upset or somebody wants to give away. A Jake McCabe or even a Colin Miller. For 1 year, a Colin Miller would not be a bad get. 81, he'd replace Josh Brown and Chris Russell. He'd fit on the top 4. Jake McCabe would fit on the first defensive pairing. But I think we might be able to do better. Let's keep looking. But we've got Buffalo on our back pocket. I don't want to make a trade in division, but if it improves our team, it improves our team, right? If we sort by overall, that's probably a better idea than just sorting by trade value. Wow, who is this that's got Cholofsky's got no value up here, and he's an 82? You would fit on our second defensive pairing, which would be nice. For 2 years at under $3 million, an 82 overall defenseman? What would it take to get him? Nikita Zaitsev. So I don't want to really swap Zaitsev because that doesn't fix our defensive issue, right? But I can see why they would want defensemen, right? They don't really have a ton. So Minnesota here, they want to get rid of Sutter. They want to get rid of Brodin, but I don't want to take on that contract. 7 years, yeah, and we don't really have anything that they would want. Brad Hunt doesn't exactly improve our defense too much, so we'll keep looking. Intra-division rival there from Montreal. Really nobody in New Jersey. Nobody here. I mean, Devin Tays is signed to quite a bit of money. Was that Noah Dobson? Oh, no, that's Grizzlick. Grizzlick's actually a really good defender. He fits on our second pairing, an offensive defenseman. It wouldn't be the splash acquisition we really need, but he's a good defender. This is us. Philadelphia Flyers, Travis Sanheim. Travis Sanheim's not a 78. Is he just miserable? Because this could be a steal. If we get Sanheim and he's not a 78, this could be a steal. with high top 4 potential, he could, I kind of like that. Get a disgruntled Travis Sanheim in the building, or at least get him out of Philadelphia. Mikhail Sergachev is still an RFA. Sorry, Tampa, but you're not going to be able to sign him. Can't wait to be able to sign him this offseason. Nobody else really wants to give up any decent defensemen. Travis Sanheim might be the go. Guys, I think I'm going to go make a trade for Travis Sanheim and see maybe what we could give up. We have $10 million in cap space, right? So let's go to call Philly up and see what Sanheim. He's probably upset because he wants to be playing more, but they just can't offer him the ice time he would want. And as a high top 4 defenseman with 3 years left on a not so bad deal, I mean, if they want to swap Siegenthaler for them, a roster player, somebody who's, you know, cheaper, and yeah, I think I might do this, guys. I might see if I can look to throw in a pick. Siegenthaler is just somebody they could use rather than Sanheim, right? Just a body for body. They get the cap off the books. Trade rejected isn't sufficient at all. Yeah, that 4th round pick might have been a bit aggressive, so we'll throw in a 6th. Trade accepted. We got Siegenthaler for Travis Sanheim. And I don't know why everyone's upset because I traded away Siegenthaler. But they're happy I traded for a quality player and what is actually his overall. He is actually an 83 overall, which is very, very big for us. He's anxious with his new team. We do have to send somebody down. I will send Brown down to the AHL, and we will edit the lines and throw in. We'll throw in what's his face. Where is he? Left defenseman Travis Sanheim. Go ahead and come on in there, bud. He fits the second line great. He also is a great fit on the first line. We'll do this. I think we'll do Fowler and Sanheim. Sanheim not having a great year, but he's, you know, totally content with being on the middle pairing. He's an 83. He's still got that high top 4 potential, so he's got room to grow. And an 83 for Siegenthaler, plus we got a 6th round pick out of the deal. I don't see how that can be considered an L at all. But we'll edit the lines here. Lahoe out, and we'll bring in right defender Josh Brown. Substitute in all lines. Brown doesn't exactly fit the first line. Lahoe doesn't fit. Lahoe's a perfect fit. Roy does not fit anywhere. Oh, God. Good Branson would get a +1 on the top line there. Roy, medium top 4, doesn't really fit down there, but you know what? We're going to let it be. We're going to leave it go. And there we go. Actually, Stützle grew by a point, right? He was Stützle leading in points. He was a 76. He's now a 77. And that second line, he's leading the team in points with 28 points in 28 games as a +10. 11 goals, 17 assists, only playing 16 minutes a night. I'm going to go get him on the power play, too. I don't think he's playing much power play time here in the AHL. But this may be one of those seasons where we just squeak into the wild card. Again, it might be a step back from last year. I don't know how we did as good as we did last year. But yeah, Stützle is on that first line power play. Rudolph Balcers does not really fit. Nick Paul does. Bodine and Brown. I don't want Brown as the defensive defenseman on the power play. Roy is an offensive defenseman. So we'll see if he helps at all. There we go. So that is going to help there. Wow, we have a bunch of guys that just do not want to fit the scheme here. And then Davidson, Balcers, Austin Watson can play center, so we'll put him at center. But the power play is not looking good. But Stützle is looking very, very nice. He's on the first line power play. He's killing it on that second line, you know, at even strength. And okay, we'll see what the Travis Sanheim trade does. I like the contract too for an 83, 3 years at $4 million is solid. So let's see. West Coast road trip here. We're gonna play Dallas, Calgary, and the Kings. Nick Shore for nope, don't want that. I don't really need depth forwards, and we lose. Holy shit, boys! Things are looking really, really not good right now. It is really looking ugly. Wenberg is not really helping us out. Roslovic up would get us a +1 there. So we're going to move Colin White up there. Wenberg, I know he's leading the team in points, but I've got to change something up. Something is not working. I don't know what it is, and it might be Nikita Zaitsev. It might be his time to go. But we'll play Fowler with Shabbat and then Sanheim and Dougie Hamilton together. These guys have worked in the past. It could just be scheme. The fact that Shabbat just doesn't fit the scheme, but I'm not exactly sure what our big issue is here. We're going to put Colin White up there with Tkachuk and Dadonov. Tkachuk looking okay. We're here at the Christmas break. So we got Montreal, Toronto, and Minnesota. So more away games. So we're going to have 6 straight away games. That is tough right around the holidays. But let's get up to the 1st of January. Hopefully we can win these 3 games. 2 Atlantic Division opponents. Decline the trade there. Montreal, we beat them. Toronto, we beat them, but we lose to the Minnesota Wild, and we are 20-17 and 2 points behind the Canadians, might I add. 7 points behind the Sabres. We're the next team out, right? So we're in a really stacked Atlantic Division. Things are looking okay. Dadonov is now leading the team in points. Which is good because I'm glad he's back. He's still signed to 2 years at $5 million, which is an absolute steal. Wenberg looks like a good signing. Colin White's doing nicely. Tkachuk's fine. Connor Brown is fine. We'll stick with the forwards for now. Roslovic with 19. Puljujärvi 18 and 39. Puljujärvi is not turning out the way I'm hoping he is. But you know what? He's going to be Dadonov's replacement here. So, like, we can give him 2 more years. We'll give him that bridge contract, see what he wants. Norris, Chalopik, Batherson, Brown, and Formanton. You know, all the minuses, it might just be goaltending, guys. I don't know what's wrong with the team right now. It could be defense. Shabbat, Hamilton. Fowler's a +1, so putting him up there with Shabbat should help. Chris Russell was a -12. Sanheim, since he's come to Ottawa, is even. He's got 2 points in 6 games, right? So as long as he's even, that's good enough for me. Nikita Zaitsev, not doing well. And in goal, Matt Murray continues his awful season with over 3.3 goals against per game. I mean, we're not scoring enough, and I don't think it's the defense's fault. I think it's just straight up on Matt Murray. And I don't want to move Matt Murray because he's a good goalie, and we've got him signed to that contract, right? We've got Matt Murray signed for, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 more years. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 3 more years at that deal, right? Gustafsson has been fine as I like Gustafsson as a backup. He's got 6 wins. He's winning over 50% of his games. 913, 255. That's what I needed. But Matt Murray winning under 50% of his games is a big reason as to why this team is not performing. But we'll go ahead and look at all expiring contracts. Jesse Puljujärvi does want a contract. Same thing with Brandstrom. I'm going to give Brandstrom the contract extension. I'm going to give him 5 years. 5 years, I think. Probably at 4.9 or maybe 4.8. I think I'll go try and get him at 5 years at 4.8. Jesse Puljujärvi shouldn't be asking for too big of a deal. A 2-year, $2.3 million deal, 2.35. I'll give that to him. Offer those 2 guys extensions. Norris, how's Norris playing? Norris is okay. You know, maybe we do bring in Calle Järnkrok. I don't know exactly where he fits, but maybe it is time to bring in Calle Järnkrok. Spark some offense somewhere because we got a lot of 2-way forwards, but not a lot of scorers. He doesn't really fit almost any of our lines. Maybe over a guy like Batherson, who's, you know, not really been impressive this year. We'll bring in scratched Calle Järnkrok. Bring him in. We get a +1 there. If we move him up there, it's not going to work. Yeah, so we'll bring him in for the 3rd line. See if it helps us at all. Score some more goals, maybe even defensively. But really, guys, the issue I'm noticing is just Matt Murray straight up not playing well. So Colin White on that first line, we can get... I'm not exactly sure what I want to do here. We'll advance a couple days until those guys respond on the contract extension. So we'll go up here to the St. Louis game. Hopefully we can... Brandstrom accepted his contract extension. We lose based on... Wow, okay. Go... I'm not going to say it, but I can't believe he called that a laughable offer. Buddy, I didn't even offer you that little amount of money. And we're going to decline that trade. Holy crap. A 3-game losing streak. And it may just not... I don't know if it's our year, guys. I just don't think it's going to be our year. I don't know what to change on this team. And I don't want to give up too much of the future, right? We're still building. We're still grooming players. But you would have thought that, you know, this team would be good enough for a wild card position at the very least. Maybe it is time to find a new head coach. I mean, I don't want to fire a head coach. Are they not scouting? Are they not scouting? Tell me they're not scouting. Do I not have auto scouting? Oh my God. They are not scouting anybody. Auto scouting. Oh my God. I don't have the auto scouting on. That's going to add to the greatness that is this season. Anyway, I think it's going to be one of those seasons where we just don't know we don't really need to do too much more. There's not really much we can do. I don't want to go all in because this is not our year, right? We're only 4 points behind the Canadiens, so it's still, we're not that far out of the playoffs, is what I'm trying to say. We're still within 2 games halfway through the season. We need to pick it up, though, if we are to contend, but maybe it's just a year where we say, oh, well, it's not going to happen. And let's just take a quick look at the progress reports, see if anybody's grown nicely for us. Connor Brown is just dropping naturally. He's naturally dropping, too. His statistical growth is offsetting it, but Matt Murray's statistical growth grew, but he's not playing like it. Wenberg, natural growth is dropping off for him. That's interesting. Travis Sanheim is growing naturally, but it's the statistics that are bringing him down. So hopefully in the future we can go ahead and get a good defenseman there, and hopefully that'll be a good trade. But Stützle up to a 77, getting a bunch of natural growth. Anybody else with crazy potential? Brant Clark is growing okay. We don't have him signed yet, I don't think, but he's growing naturally. Some other guys are growing, but I don't exactly know what we should be looking for. I'm going to look for a head coach right now, just see who's on the market, because Robichaud, oh my, he's a terrible head coach. He is straight up a terrible head coach. Nubble here, how does he fit the scheme? He fits Shabbat really well. Balanced, he's very, very balanced. Overload, carry, cycle, which is good. I think I'm going to offer Nubble a contract here, guys. I think I'm going to fire our head coach just because he's bad. I'm sorry, but a C for offense and a B for whatever is his defense. He's a great associate coach, but we're going to offer Corey Nubble a contract. I believe this is the guy that we've already had. I believe he did coach us. Yeah, it was him last year. He was good. I'm going to fire our head coach. You know what? He's been underperforming all year. We're going to promote Brophy to be the interim head coach. We do need an AHL assistant coach, so I'm going to go get one of those as well. AHL assistant coach, and we'll just go with Gerber here. Marcus Gerber, you're going to be an assistant coach. That's what I need. And we're going to offer him that contract, and we'll advance a few days. We'll check out the chemistry, see what the lines look like, but hopefully Nubble can come back. That's hilarious, the fact that we're going to bring back our old coach. Against Nashville, Marcus Gerber is here, and we don't know about anything else. 7-4 loss there against the Panthers. Nubble is here, and we lost. But Nubble is here, which is good news, so we can go ahead and take a look at the lines. We've really been sputtering all season. You can fit, I guess nobody fits anywhere, right? Logan Brown, we get a +3 there. That's great to see. +1 there. These guys kind of fit. Colin White fits great. They just, it's a +1 because we don't have enough green check marks, and Colin White's not a playmaker, but Alex Wenberg can only sort of fit, so it only makes up for it a little bit. Connor Brown fits great on that third line. In the first line, Chalopik fits. Chalopik, yeah, would get a +3, but I'm not making that change. Josh Norris fits here. We're going to leave the +3 on the third line. If we take a look at the defense now, Dougie Hamilton and Shabbat gets a +3. Sanheim and Fowler. We'll drop Fowler down, actually, to play with Nikita Zaitsev, because I do want Brandstrom, and I don't want the minus, but Nikita Zaitsev, not looking great. Nikita Zaitsev could be on the move. If we scratch him for Chris Russell, then it's even, and we can still play Brandstrom down there, but Brandstrom fits only sort of. But we're going to bring back Chris Russell. Offense is looking the way it is. Kelly Yarncrook's going to be our second line winger. Who did I scratch? Batherson, where do you fit? Batherson only kind of fits on the the third line. So it's not worth bringing him back in. It's because the third line is good. Formanton, where do you fit? The second line? He's a better version of Kelly Yarncrook, and he's younger, and we can play these guys on their proper wings. Kelly Yarncrook out. How has he done, actually? I want to know how Kelly Yarncrook has done. Scratched. Kelly Yarncrook is a -5 in 4 games, so he is donezo. I'm not going to worry about the plus on the bottom line there, but we are going to go ahead and leave it like that. Let's get up to the end of the month here. We're going to get probably up to the trade deadline. I want to see what happens with the coach here, guys. I just want to see what happens with the coach. Bringing back Nubble. We got a long break here, so we'll get to the end of January. Against Winnipeg, we win. Against Dallas, we win. Dude, we've been scored on. Persuade, convincing. Nubble, you may be right. Okay, management morale is going up. Yeah, I was going to say, dude, you came in and we've got allowed, what, 3 goals in 2 games? That is good. We lose to Buffalo, we lose to Montreal, but it's not going to be our season, guys. Straight up will not be our season. We are 11 points out of the playoffs now. We are absolutely getting shellacked. The Red Wings are horrible, though, which is, you know, interesting to note. But I guess we'll just get up to the trade deadline, and then we'll start the trade deadline and end of season in the next video here. But 11 points out, it's too far gone. The losses to Buffalo and Montreal just put the nail in the coffin, right? We might go on some miraculous run here, but it's just not going to work. As far as us making the playoffs. I mean, look at that. 4 wins in 5. We get another point there against the St. Louis Blues. The Vancouver Canucks have fired their head coach. We beat Montreal only in a shootout, though. Things are going well again, but it's just too little, too late. 12 points out of the playoffs. And yeah, you know what? That coach was just really, 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 really bad. He, you know, looking back on it, I look too much at the scheme and the fact that he had a C and a B. Like where is he? Yeah, a C offense, B defense. Like the dude is not good at all. Yeah, we should have stuck with Nubble and just, you know, he's just so much better as an individual head coach. So guys, that is all the time I have for this one. We're going to do the trade deadline in the next one. It's probably going to be another year where we sell off some of our expiring contracts. A guy like Paul Jujarvi, I guess I'll sell him off. I can always qualify him. He does want an extension, right? He fits the second line well enough. So, holy crap, he wants a lot more money now. So I'll wait until the offseason. I'll tender him. Norris and Formanton. Russell will probably let him walk. Josh Brown, I don't know. We'll get rid of Calle Yarncrook because he's not good, but you guys let me know what we should do. This has been a really disappointing and very not fun, but thank you guys for sticking around. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see some more, and I will see you guys in the next one.